Click.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So here we are. This is the third episode of the PSBS. That is the PlayStation Bull Session podcast. I am your host, Cote, PSN, bayouboyz, and my co-host here,
Andrew Arenas, doubleis.
Yes. Now, so we got some items this week, as always. We got some news items. And we got some other stuff this week to bring you. For example, we have viewer mail we'll get to.
Yes, toward the end, probably. If there's anything that
towards the end
relates to it.
Yeah. So we got the news stuff. We got some viewer mail. And I got a special extra surprise for this week. I have a PSN code to give away.
What?
This week. Yeah. Oh, you don't even know about it.
Mm-mm. I would almost like this.
Yeah. So, we'll talk about it towards the end. But I do have a PSN code to give away at the end of the show.
Sounds good
talk
to
about
me.
Some more. Yeah. So, anyway, this week we it's been a pretty light week as far as like news.
That's a good way to put it.
Like anything too big, stuff we can like really indulge into. But let's just start with this because you could probably tell us something about it.
Yes.
So this week, a big game got released this week.
A couple big games.
A couple big games, but one in particular is Dying Light.
Yes.
Dying Light came out this week, and the big thing about this game was that the developers said a while back, like, "Oh, we're not going to have any embargoes on the reviews. It's like, you just review it, they didn't, because in contrast to the whole Ubisoft thing." But the problem with that was they flipped it on everybody, and pretty much every news outlet said, "Oh, we didn't get any copies till like the morning of or the day before the game came out."
Well, the thing was that my brother was telling me that some actual YouTubers have gotten the game much earlier than the reviewers. So, yeah, the reviewers just got their copies like one day before the game's release, and they're trying to crank at it as fast as they can.
Yeah. So basically, most outlets don't have any official reviews yet because they're, actually taking the time to play the game.
And probably as we speak.
So, yeah, and it is kind of a shady tactic because, it's no embargo, but you're not giving them the game to actually review, so it's kind of like, it's just shady tactic. Well, I haven't played the game because I wanted to see some reviews and kind of get an opinion on it, but you've actually played the game this week.
Yes, I played it.
Can you tell us anything about it?
2.5 hours. It's a lot of fun. I liked it. I wasn't a fan really of the beginning. It might be a little slow for some people since there's a lot of cutscene watching, and you could skip all of them if you want. But, it does what any game should do. It should teach you all the mechanics because it has a free running mechanic like Mirror's Edge. And I really like the controls. And the melee is just really awesome, and the combat is really good. I like the cheesy story that's there too. It has like all the typical zombie cliches you can ever think of. It's not really meant to be taken too seriously, so just kind of put that to an aside. The graphics are quite nice. It's definitely an upgraded engine from the first couple Dead Island games, and it's really solid stuff so far.
Well, you said the opening's kind of slow. Is that kind of like no, but is it kind of like Far Cry 4?
Yeah,
Far Cry 4 kind of
where
slow
you
opening.
watch like a lot of cutscenes. But the thing with Far Cry 4 though, it really didn't tell you much of mechanics wise. Yeah, it guided you into it, but if you didn't really play Far Cry games in the past, I would say you would be a little lost. But Dying Light teaches you like everything, how to talk to people, how to do this, and then all the free running, which is important. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a tad slow. But it's going nowhere but up so far. So I do need to play more of it.
And because you've only played, like you said, about 2 hours.
Only about a couple hours.
Or so. Yeah. Because that's the big thing is like, does it have a lasting kind of appeal to it?
It seems like it. I did criticize off the record that the map might be a little small, but I think given the amount of activities that are around in the map and all the stuff that you're able to do, it does seem pretty dense in terms of what you're able to actually do and accomplish. And you can just level up all your skill tree. You have 3 separate skill trees, which actually adds a little bit of depth to the game, which is a welcome addition. I haven't gotten a chance to try co-op yet. I don't think any of my friends that have owned the game have tried co-op yet. But once I get around to co-op, could give some impressions on that. But it's a solid game so far. I actually had a question about Dying Light today. Actually, it was yesterday, actually. So I guess we can consider this part of our viewer mirror. So we'll already go over 1 out of the 4 that I have. This one comes from Brandon. He asks, how is Dying Light so far? Maybe we should have said that at the beginning. I've just stated that. Now here's actually just a real question here. Is it worth a rental or a purchase? Well, this was a tricky one.
Well, it's kind of tricky because there's really only one outlet to rent games.
Yeah, which is GameFly really right now at the moment.
Yeah.
But he actually does have GameFly. But I guess for you folks out there who have GameFly, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, give it a try at least. You know, I mean, there's no demo of it out there. I mean, you could share play it off someone probably, right? Maybe if you could share play it, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about GameFly is almost every game's worth at least GameFly. You know, like to rent off a GameFly.
Oh yeah, I mean, you just try it out.
There's not really too many other rental outlets because you know most Blockbusters are closed down and other kind of brick and mortar rental places are closed down, and Redbox hasn't got around to PS4 games. Unless
if there's already used copies out there at GameStop and then you just return it later. I mean, if there already is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, this person has GameFly. I mean, it might be pretty tricky to get Dying Light right now because it's probably like at low availability, probably right now. So you might have to wait a little bit, but I mean, I would say at least give it a try or find a friend. Oh, I mean, he's my friend on PSN, so I mean, Brandon, if you want to share play for a little bit and get a feel for the game, then hit me up if he's listening. But I would say at least give it a shot. I mean, it's not anything that's remotely bad or anything that's really jarring that would make you say, "Oh, don't purchase this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't got a chance to play it. I was just waiting to see some reviews and see if a lot of people in front of us had it, so at least I know I could play co-op with. But the thing is, too, like Evolve comes out 2 weeks. Yes, I have that on pre-order, so it's already like one of those. So it's already one of those things where, like, you know, if I get Dying Light now, I can only play for about 2 weeks and balance it with everything else I have in my backlog already. And then Evolve will come out, and that will take up a lot of my time until 10 days later the order comes out.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for the order. It's gonna be awesome.
Which, speaking of the order, that was something I wrote down. It's not too big, but the order's download size got put out. It was like 29.4 gigs.
Yeah,
that's where I read.
Yeah, this is one I'm not gonna be buying digitally. I'm probably gonna buy it on a disc.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Even if you died on the disc, it could still be about 30 gigs to install it.
Oh yeah, I mean but just to download it and just like have it on the fly, I wouldn't need it
to wait
like that.
Yeah.
That's a game to me that I don't.
Yeah, but it's always good when you see a game under 50 gigs.
Oh, that's for sure. It's no Wolfenstein in the Order or Last of Us or GTA. Because for those out there who still, a lot of people out there who still have 500 gigs, that's quite a toll at this point, honestly. But I mean, if you're a dude out there that just plays just a couple of games, then I guess you're fine. But if you like to accumulate a massive amount of games, then that could be an issue. Yeah, we need. I mean, yes, it is pretty easy to upgrade your hard drive, but once that Nyko thing comes out, it does seem like a little bit more accessible way to do it. A little bit, like a little easier. I mean, it's already easy on its own by itself, but I don't know. I would just like it like a tad bit easier for just a general crowd to do it. I mean, yeah, all you do is just unscrew 4 screws and then just take it out and put another one in. It's easy, but to some people, that's already too much work.
This thing. Yeah, but this thing still. Yeah, you still have to almost take your PS4 port for this thing because you have to take it open and plug in this big old Nyko thing, or whatever.
Yeah, but that's like something that's like sold like through GameStop. I mean, you don't really see those like terabyte things sold through GameStop, do you? I don't remember ever seeing.
No,
Yeah,
but yeah, but this thing doesn't come with a hard drive, so you still have to go and buy a hard drive.
yeah,
And GameStop doesn't really sell hard drives except for they do sell one. They sell this 3 terabyte hard drive right now at GameStop. That's for Xbox One, like an external hard drive.
Oh, that's right, because that was an official. It's probably an official Microsoft one.
I think so, and I know that one's like the only kind of like hard drive PC equipment I've ever seen them sell at GameStop.
Yeah, that would be nice if Sony made like their own official like, but odds are it would be expensive and,
Well,
and Sony would probably.
well, that's the thing. They waited till the very end of the PS3 life cycle to start putting out official PS3 500 gig hard drives you can just buy.
I think
like
they're just
$100.
probably
I've
going
seen
to leave
them
that to the third parties.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that at Best Buy. They have a little thing at Best Buy now. It says official Sony PlayStation PS3 500 gig hard drive, and it has like it tells you how to install it and everything on the back of the box.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So there's that. But yeah. But speaking of other PS3 stuff, there's some other little gets to my next news item I have written down here. This is pretty interesting. I don't know if you heard about this.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, Sony what's the word for it? Reestablished or
reestablished.
renewed their trademark for Resistance in Europe.
Yeah, Resistance as a franchise. Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, this could mean many things. But most importantly, this means that Sony obviously must have some plans for Resistance as a franchise if they're renewing the license or the trademark.
Yeah, they have to get that in check just to make sure. I mean, it was funny. I mean, last month it was for Harmonix that was like, oh shoot, we have to go renew our Rock Band license again, or in like 90 days or something. Well, obviously they probably already relicensed it, but given that they keep doing these surveys, but yeah, this is a common thing with in the games industry where you always have to find those maybe long lost franchises that were there, but they have to get them reestablished so they don't go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, obviously this could lead to many things. It could be, like I said, just a renewing of the trademark, so later they can still use it, or it could be, possibly a new game, or it could be, maybe a remaster collection or something.
I don't know. That's wishful thinking. This is a tricky one. I mean, Resistance was this launch game on PS3, and it was a big deal. It sold a lot. Had the 60 plus player multiplayer that they always touted, and that was like a big deal. And we remember playing that for a bit. Me and you, we did play that a little bit. Mm-hmm. And just as the series went on, just for some reason, just the sales just declined. And I liked Resistance 2.
Well, it was only. Well, actually, it was only Resistance 3.
Yeah,
like,
really.
Resistance 1 sold really well because it was a launch title.
Well.
And 2 sold really well. I don't know what happened with 3. Like, just no one cared when 3 launched.
It was just insane because by then...
they said...
I would like to just think that by Resistance 3's time, there were so many shooters. Resistance 1 came out way before the advancement of the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And then Resistance 2 came out a year after that, and there were still kind of a shortage of shooters. And then by Resistance 3's time, there was like so many out there already. That was in 2011, right? So there's a lot.
Yeah, because I don't know the exact numbers for Resistance 3, but it was like bad, it was extremely low. The sales for Resistance 3, and I just don't know what happened. Like. I just don't know if it could have been Sony's crazy marketing push. How they are.
Yeah, like with their first party games. Yeah, it's insanely bad.
And it's not like it came out around the same time as any other big game. Like it came out the same day as Dead Island 1, but that wasn't that big.
I believe that was like in the summertime or in the fall, like in September.
It was September. It was like the first week or so of September because I remember the day Resistance 3 came out. I bought it, and my brother bought Dead Island the same day as me.
Yeah, it was during another first-person game. I mean, they were nowhere near alike, but still in the same somewhat genre. Yeah, it was just a bummer that it kind of maybe low sales, maybe pivoted just
Yeah,
the death of the series.
and
And then you had the farewell, which was the Vita game.
yeah, but I mean, it's weird, and it's like you say, well, maybe by the time, like you said, by the time Resistance 3 came out, there was just so many shooters at the
Yes.
time. But to me, Resistance 3 was just such a unique
Yeah.
shooter in a
Oh, it
sense
was better
because of
than a
its.
lot of them.
Yeah, because
Most
I
of them.
mean, it went back to its roots. It had,
The
oh,
look.
you have to find health packs. You can't,
Yeah, that
you
was the
can't,
criticism was
regenerate. You had
Resistance
to,
2, that it was being too much like streamlined shooters.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah, because Resistance 2 was like, oh, you have regenerative health. Oh, you can,
They
can
only
only
carry
hold two
two.
guns at a time. And I don't know, maybe you think fans were just that put off by Resistance 2 that also
Oh,
hurt the sales of Resistance 3?
I don't know. I mean, I like 2 a lot. I mean, back when I played that game, I actually really liked that game. The scale of that game at the time was just great. We didn't really see anything like that till God of War 3 with Santa Monica. I like Probably 3 is my favorite campaign wise. I didn't really play much of the multiplayer in Resistance 3, even though those are currently now down. The whole franchise doesn't support multiplayer anymore.
Yeah.
I don't really think so. I mean, yeah, I do hear some people not really liking Resistance 2 all that much. I don't know. I just think it's just a saturation of just too much of the genre
Yeah.
at that point,
But
because
like,
it was already a couple years by that point, and then I don't know, and then it is Sony's poor marketing too. That does play a lot into it.
yeah.
Because nowadays,
But
on PlayStation, Sony needs to have a shooter franchise that is going to be like the it franchise for shooter wise on PlayStation. Because Sony wants that to be with Killzone, but I mean, it's working somewhat, but it doesn't really seem like it is. Like Killzone Shadowfall came
yeah.
out on PS4. People liked it. I mean, I really like Killzone Shadowfall. But after that, I would like to see Guerrilla Studios work on something else. So,
Mm.
other than that, I mean, Sony doesn't really have like a first-person shooter franchise to really associate itself with right now, and maybe a
Yeah.
reboot of Resistance
And
is in order.
yeah, and I was thinking too, like, but the problem with this idea is that you see, I mean, Resistance just isn't as
No, it's not.
big a deal as like something like Halo or something. Because what I was thinking was, well, what if Sony did like, here is the Resistance collection, and it has like the fully like integrated multiplayer thing, like what the Master Chief collection did,
Yeah, I don't think
and it's
that's
like,
not
look,
gonna
all the
happen.
maps and all this and that.
That would be a great
No,
idea.
because I mean, it would be a big thing. I mean, it'd be something to bring the servers back because that's a big thing. You can't play Resistance online right
No,
now.
you
So if they announce a collection saying, "Hey, you like Resistance multiplayer? Well, guess what? Buy this, and you'll have access to multiplayer again, and it'll be all integrated with the maps and all this and that, just like the Master Chief collection and whatnot."
And I'm just curious what studio would do it, because Insomniac is sure as hell's not going to do this. I mean, if a hypothetical Resistance collection, Insomniac would not do this. I mean, yeah, they're doing a Ratchet and Clank remaster of like the first game, but Resistance is different. I mean, they're done with Resistance after 3. They're done. I don't know. You would have to look for
Yeah.
somebody to really undertake that project, because that's 3 games and you got separate multiplayers for each. They're really different. Each of the multiplayer of those games are really different. I don't know how that would work, because Halo, yeah, it had changes throughout, but it was able to be unified a bit more easily. With Resistance, it's a little bit more complicated. Thus, I don't really think a collection is anywhere near the horizon, or a
Mhm.
possible reboot of the franchise. I mean, that's just my idea, but are we going to
Well,
see it? Probably not.
well, well, well. Let me put this in perspective. Sony must have some plan for Resistance because they renewed the trademark.
Uh,
Because wait, listen to this, because also they did the trademark that popped up yesterday that they renewed the trademark for Resistance, but this morning they
This
dropped the
morning.
trademark for Lunimus.
Well, probably. Well, that's
Sony,
third parties make that.
Sony, yeah, but they still owned it. They still owned the Lunimus trademark. Like Ubisoft developed it,
Yeah.
but they owned the IP, Sony,
They did.
and they dropped Lunimus trademark this morning, and some mobile developer bought it. Madbox, I think it's called, or something like that. And now they're developing a new Lunimus game for iPhone.
They probably just don't want, because they already learned their lesson with the Vita game. They don't want the rights to Resistance to fall under anyone else, because that's strictly a Sony thing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. I mean, it
I don't
goes
know.
to show that
I think that
must have
comparison's a little
some.
weak. A little weak. I don't
I
think.
mean, it just
don't
goes
think
to
it's
show,
really.
like, Sony is like,
Yeah,
I know, but
but
Sony's
they
thinking,
have to
like,
secure
no, we're
it.
not going to make a new Lunamis. Yeah, but I mean, Sony's like, well, no, we're not going to make a new Lunamis game ever, so
Yeah.
whatever, we'll drop it. But, like, Resistance is like, well, no, we might or something, so
Yeah, but it's not
we
like
gotta
that
hold
Luminous
it, you know?
game, whatever it could be, is not coming to PlayStation platforms. Probably
I don't
still
know,
is.
but they dropped the trademark,
Yeah.
because I mean, Lunamis is a game they can make anytime they want. Like, it's not that complicated. But so that's something where you think they would keep the trademark because we can make those anytime we want. Resistance, no, we have to plan it out and everything, you know?
Yeah, and it takes a lot of
Ahead of
development
time.
time. Yeah. I don't know.
And I mean, it's even weird enough that this mobile developer even wanted to buy the Lunamis trademark because it's not even that big a recognizable thing like Tetris or something like
It
that.
could be. I mean, if it's up on the Apple Store, it probably could garner some downloads and interest in the game.
'Cause, I mean, Lunamis was cool. I had the Vita one.
Hmm.
Uh,
I think it would be all right on
puzzler.
iPhone and iPad. That seems like an okay game. As long as it's not a shooter. We don't want Resistance on iPhone. No, that would be ridiculous. Like, there are games that are suited for iPhone and then just games that aren't. And Luminous seems like an okay one just to bring there. Yeah, there's the tactical buttons and everything else, but I think Luminous would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then possibly if it come to Vita. But we don't know that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of iPhone, oh God. So, okay. So last week on the show, we teased about the fact that Quantic Dream was going to announce a game in 7 days.
Yeah.
We said that last week that Quantic Dream said in 7 days we'll announce a game. Well, it's 7 days later. Here we are recording, and they announced it, and it's baffling. So they announced that they are doing a remaster of Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy, the old PS2 PC game or whatever from 2002, I think.
Yeah.
So they are doing a remaster of that, which is cool, but they said it's only coming to PC, Mac, Linux, and iPhone or iOS.
So GTA San Andreas thing it.
Yeah, and with an Android version to come, like later, because this game's releasing tomorrow on iPhone and PC and all that, and Android coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it baffles me. Like, I
I'm
know
not too
Quantic Dream's
surprised
not
by
owned by.
this.
I mean, they're not. I know they're not owned by Sony, so it's not like they have to put their games out on the PlayStation platform. But it's still weird that they're doing this remaster and it's coming to like PC and not PS4.
I wouldn't get too hung up on this. I think the game will eventually probably see the light of day on PlayStation 4 sometime. I think. Given that Indigo Prophecy is not really, I mean, yes, it's a classic to many, but honestly, I don't hear it thrown around too much. Yeah, when you talk of the other Quantic Dream games, you hear that a lot, but just in general, I don't hear it around too much. So I don't know if it's really. I mean, okay, yes, it's probably a classic, but like, I don't know if it's like, it's not some of the recent remastered games that we've been seeing on PlayStation 4 that are like pretty recognizable and like ones that people really want to play.
Because they're a year old.
Well, no, not a year old, but no, I'm talking like Grim Fandango or like old games like that. I mean, games that like, were a bit tricky to play.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like no, most remasters we're getting are games that came out like a year ago, like Last of Us
Not
or something
all
like
of them.
DMC was like two or so years ago.
Yeah, but Indigo Prophecy's
people
old.
know them because they're recent. Like a good example of doing a remaster would be, like you said, Grim Fandango, because it's just not been available. It's old and it's hard to get to. Same thing, Indigo Prophecy. It's actually a hard to find game,
It is.
and most people haven't played it. And it's actually hard to find, and most people haven't played it. And like you said, a lot of people played the other Quantic Dream games like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls. Like I played those games, but I haven't played Indigo Prophecy, and I want to, and I can't even now because now they're just doing the PC thing, and I'm sure as hell not going to play it on iPhone.
Well, you could if you want.
So, well, I'm not.
The option's there.
Well, it's not going to happen. So, I don't know. It
I
just
think
seems
the
really
game will,
weird. I mean, maybe
it's coming to PS4 sometime.
maybe. Maybe later down the line.
Yeah, I just gotta wait a little bit.
Hopefully so.
It will. I think
Well,
so.
It was like some people were saying in the comments, they were like, "Oh, maybe they'll do a Quantum Dream collection. It'll have that, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls, and a collection on PS4."
That's a possibility. I mean, there's already talk of Beyond Two Souls. I mean, I want to Beyond Two Souls because I've never played that. I would like it on PS4 sooner or later. Hopefully by the end of this year, maybe. Yeah, because Quantic Dream is a developer that needs to get into the PS4 soon. I mean, yeah, they probably are developing a game as we speak on PS4, but they need to release a game, whether it be a remaster or what have you. I want them to release a game.
Yep.
So, yeah, it better be soon. I mean, like you said, they're not first party. They're not demanded to put it, because probably when Indigo Prophecy comes out, it probably will also be on Xbox One, which wouldn't surprise me. You know, it'll also be on PS4 and Xbox One. Just hopefully they don't pull a San Andreas like Rockstar did and just release it on Xbox One and just basically just have a stretched out phone version of it. You have to make it to consoles. You have to specifically do it. So that's some resources, because it just isn't an easy thing to do. Because probably phones and all that stuff is probably much easier, because you can't simply just take the phone version and just put it on the console. It doesn't work like that anymore, because we saw that with San Andreas and it didn't work. A lot of people didn't like that. So maybe let's just release this version first, and then development time would have to be spent on retooling the game for consoles and putting it out that way, so it isn't half-assed.
Yeah.
So you would be playing the best version if that is so.
I guess so. I guess so. It's probably like you said. They probably want more time to kind of really develop for the PS4 and make that version.
Yeah, it can't be a stretched out version of what they currently are about to release right now. They can't do that. Even if it looks HD and looks crisp and all that stuff on the phones, but on a big screen on the TV and having it stretched out on the console, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited for a moment, because I was thinking this is gonna be 2 weeks in a row I was gonna approve of a remaster on PS4, but nope. I guess we're doing one in a row, because we don't. Because if they did announce for PS4, I would definitely get it. But since it's not announced for PS4, that's it's only 1 week. It's only 1 week. Last week I was excited for the Borderlands collection, but this week it's I can't get excited for Indigo Prophecy yet, because no PS4 version announced. But anyway. Well, yep. Anyway, speaking of iPhone, though, again, about the iPhone version, the iPhone has a lot of, right?
What?
Apps.
Yes. Hundreds of thousands.
100,000 apps. Guess what's losing a couple of apps?
Would it? Oh, on the Vita?
Yeah, Vita. Sony announced today.
Well, Vita only has not even a handful.
Yeah. And they don't even have a handful, and they're losing some. So Sony announced today that
they're losing 20%.
Yeah. So Sony announced today that they were removing YouTube, Maps, and half of Near support from Vita.
Half of Near support. Okay.
So
this isn't a big deal.
So yeah.
I mean,
Well, wait. Let me break down a bit more.
Yeah.
So here's what's going on. So the YouTube app, as of today, you can't download the YouTube app to your Vita. If you already have it on your Vita, you can use it until April. In April, the app will shut down and it won't work.
Okay.
In March, there's going to be an update for Vita that will basically just remove or just completely disable the Maps app, and it will take out the location services of Near. And I don't even see how Near will work without the location services. So it really just seems like they're just taking out Near.
They should just take out the whole app entirely.
But they're not saying they're taking down Near. They said we're just taking out some functions of Near, which include the location service. And I'm like, well, how's the app going to even work without the location services? Because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just it's kind of weird. And I mean, yeah, personally, I don't use Near too much, and
nor do I
Maps,
use
I've never
YouTube
used at all.
really. I mean, but I know some people probably do.
Yeah. And it's just funny, though, like when Sony said, well, if you do want to use these apps, just use the Vita browser. You can access most of these things. And I'm like,
and the browser isn't
that's
very
the whole
good.
point of, but that's the whole point of apps, so you don't have to use the browser.
Yeah.
And I can I mean, yeah, I can really understand. You know, not using maps and near, but YouTube seems like a weird thing to take
Yeah, it
out because I
does a
mean I'm
little
pretty
bit.
sure, like you said, people use that.
Yeah, people do use that. The app itself, I mean, isn't very good. I mean, I don't know what Google's really intent is. I mean, I don't even personally even like the iPhone app of YouTube all that much, to be quite honest with you. There are very few YouTube apps that are actually good, and the Vita is definitely no exception to that. But yeah, there are people that watch it. I mean, it's very convenient on Vita. I mean, you don't have to watch ads. That's one thing. But there are some just strange things on the app on Vita that is just weird. I mean, in order to watch a video that's about an hour long, like our podcast here, uh, you would have to have like a certain amount of space on your Vita. And do you hear that? Do you really see that on like any really mobile device? I mean, maybe some that I don't know of, but to me, no. I mean, if I watch a video that's like maybe like 2 hours long, if I wanted to, if I wanted to watch a freaking like movie or something, not that I would really even want to do that, but like a 2 hour YouTube video, maybe there's some of those around, but it doesn't tell me on my phone that I have to have a certain amount of space on my phone to watch it. I could watch it even if I have like
Mhm.
0 megabytes on my phone available. So that was
Yeah.
just odd. So, and they never really patched that. And I mean, you're able to link your account, but it was a pain in the ass to do it since you had to go to the browser and then log in and ask for its approval. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yes, people use it, but I mean, at this point, hopefully you have an alter, a different device to view YouTube videos on at this point. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you still have to give people an option, you know?
That is very true, and the browser on the Vita isn't very good, so that's going to be a large inconvenience. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just seems kind of weird that they're taking the stuff away, and I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that a lot of people aren't using it, but I mean, still, there is some people who are using them out there,
Yeah.
and you're
I
just
think
taking
we're
that option away from
Oh,
them.
this is gonna be a trend. You're gonna see probably the Facebook and Twitter apps go down relatively soon. I mean, this is not gonna end. There's gonna be some more apps closing pretty soon because there's really a lot of useless apps on the Vita right now. Twitter app isn't very good, and well, Facebook. You just look at it for yourself, and you'll just see. But yeah, I mean, this is not. This is just the beginning. Sorry, people. This is just the beginning.
So you're saying
Yeah.
it's the beginning of the end of apps
Yeah.
on Vita?
Yeah. But what you should probably go into next is PS4, where it's just now beginning to
Yeah.
get some things, which is
Yes,
good.
that was my segue.
Good.
Yeah, that was my segue. That was my next thing. Yeah, as a consolation to this, with the talk of apps leaving Vita, Sony
Yeah.
announced that a new app
Good.
will be coming to
Very happy.
PS3 and PS4. Sony announced that they're teaming with
This is a
Spotify
huge
to
deal,
create
yeah.
a new music service on PS4 called PlayStation Music, and it will be available. Well, I don't know if it'll be available March 29th, but they said Music Unlimited is going to end on March 29th and be replaced by PlayStation
Yeah.
Music, which will be
Excellent.
done through
Excellent. This
Spotify
should have been
and-
done like couple years ago. This is fantastic.
Oh,
I currently
Oh,
don't run.
I was about to say.
I don't run a Spotify premium service right now, but as soon as this comes out, yeah, I'm definitely gonna hop on.
yeah, that was about to say is this a big deal? Because
Oh,
I have no clue. I don't mess with
Oh.
any music streaming services.
Well, you should. Spotify is an excellent music streaming service. Is on iPhone, all sorts of mobile platforms, and on PC. This is a huge deal. I can't express that enough. I mean, currently for music right now is Music Unlimited, which isn't very good, and has a very limited music selection. And yes, there's a USB music player, but God, you can only put so many songs on your USB unless you're rocking like a crazy. I don't know how many gigabytes,
yeah,
64
I-
gigabyte USB. I don't know how many you can put. You can put a lot.
I got a 32.
Yeah, but there's only so much you can put in there, and I would like the fact that you can like maybe something that pops up in your head that you really want to listen to, and you could just search for it, and then it's there. And it's just ease of use. That's what needs to
Yeah.
happen.
Uh,
Like even the USB music player, some
no, I,
people have problems, and I tell them, yeah, because it does require the step of, yeah, you have to make a folder, you have to put music, and then you have to drag it all there. There's like a process there, but with Spotify, just one process. Pay the subscription fee,
yeah.
just listen to whatever the hell you want. And that's a very welcome addition. This is a huge deal. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know, because I already don't subscribe to any music service, and I don't subscribe to Music Unlimited, so I'm not going to subscribe to this.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's free trial, so you might
And
as
I
well just
mean,
give it a try if you want.
maybe
They give you like
because I
a
mean, it's
month.
just I don't know. No, it's just the idea of streaming music. I don't know. I've never been on board because like I'm just old school. I like buy CDs
Yeah.
and like, I mean, I don't. I mean, I say old school in a way. Like I buy the CDs, but I don't really like physically listen to them. Like put them in a CD player. I like copy them to my phone and I
Yeah.
download them to my phone because I don't know. I'm just always paranoid with streaming music because it always like burns up your internet data really fast. Like my brothers, shoot, they'll go through like sometimes they went through like 6 gigs in a month because they just constantly streaming music through their phone.
Yeah, and then you have the option,
Which is,
whatever music you're streaming, to download it to your device.
yeah.
Mm. So
Um,
odds are maybe that
mhm.
functionality maybe could come to PS4 sooner or later, but I don't know if that feature's there. We haven't seen any like screenshots or like a demo of the app at all yet, but this is coming pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, in March.
Hmm.
So, or the end of March. But yeah. I mean, yeah, it's nothing that's that got me too excited. But you seem excited for it, and
Yeah, well, a lot of
I'm
people are
pretty sure
going to be excited. This
I
is a
do.
huge deal. There are
Okay.
millions of subscribers out there in the world, and hopefully a good amount of them come to PS4. And then for sure after this news of Vita yesterday or today that you're not going to see this app on Vita. I am sorry. I would love this
Well,
app
yeah,
to
they
be on
just said
Vita,
PS.
but it's not
Oh,
coming.
yeah, they just said PS3. They just said PS3, PS4.
Yeah, you're not going to see this on Vita, unfortunately. As much as I would like to see more apps on the Vita, it is not coming. I can basically tell you that right now. But I do have a question about utility of PS4. This one
Okay.
comes from Josh. He asks, "What other multimedia apps would you like to be added on the PS4, or just PlayStation in general? It can even be
Yes.
Vita if you want.
Yeah,
From
I
what
got my answer to
service?
this one already. Okay, I want either one of two. Either Voodoo or Flickster. I want to see one of the two. One or both available on Vita.
Okay.
Flickster's not on PS4.
Well,
Voodoo is on PS4, but not Flickster. And I would like to see one or both on Vita because I have a lot of movies that I buy and they come with the ultraviolet digital copies, and they put in my Voodoo account, which links to my Flickster account, which links to Cinema Now account, which links to all these other kind of accounts so you can access your movies. So there's all these different accounts that link to ultraviolet, so you can watch your movies anywhere. But none of those apps are on Vita. Not Voodoo, not Flickster, not Cinema Now. And I want at least one of those on Vita so I can
I don't
stream the
know.
movies I
That was
own,
wishful thinking.
or
Voodoo, maybe. I don't know.
download. But actually, even out of those three, only one of those is on PS4, and that's Voodoo.
Yeah.
So, like Voodoo, I would like to see on Vita because, like I said, I want to be able to access my movies on my on my Vita, and be able to download them to my Vita, into the app.
For me, I would probably just like Amazon Instant Video on Vita. That's probably it. That's probably the one that's more likely maybe to happen, I think, maybe. But I like Amazon Instant on Vita. Other than that, I mean, for PS4, that's just for Vita. But for PS4, I mean, I would like to clean the more social media apps, maybe, but we already saw that on Xbox 360, and those really didn't pan out well. Like, I don't know if you would really want a Twitter app on the PlayStation 4 or anything like that. I mean, yeah, maybe to view the screenshots that you upload, but for like actual real use, I don't
Oh,
really see how that can work.
do you, would you? Oh wait, well, would you want a Pizza Hut app on your PS4?
Oh yes, in a heartbeat. Yeah, or if Domino's had an app on the PS4. Oh, shoot! I'm not thinking with my tummy. Well, I'm not hungry, but yeah, if I was hungry, I'd probably think about that. Right? Actually, legitimately, yes. I would like to see
Yeah.
like some sort of food delivery service on the PlayStation 4. As silly as it sounds,
Yeah.
like get a. I mean, well, Pizza Hut is like has a deal with like Xbox. Well, how about the better pizza chain partners up with PlayStation, which is Domino's, and just team up? I mean, if they partnered with Papa John's, I'm sorry, guys. I don't really. I mean, I like Papa John's, but not like to the extent where like I'm dying for it. I think Domino's is the better pizza. So I think they should team up with Sony or something and like say Domino's loves PlayStation and like your first order is like free or something. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another app though I would like to see that I just thought of was the FX app is apparently only on Xbox right now.
Yeah, I would like an FX app. Yeah, that's a good call. Like it on
I would like the FX
PS4.
app, but the problem, but the problem with the FX app right now is it's weird. Like the FX app is on iPhone and I can't download it because it says, "Oh, we don't support DirecTV," and I'm like, "What do you mean you don't support DirecTV?" Like, no, DirecTV is not one of our partners on the FX Now app, and I'm like, that's stupid. So that means even if they did put out the FX app on PS4, I still couldn't use it because you have to sign into your cable provider, and I have DirecTV, and they don't support it with the app. So I'm like, well, so the app's useless to me. So they have to fix that first, then put the app on PS4.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No. And then the other big one would be HBO Go.
Well, that one's eventually coming, but like ones that we don't.
That's eventually coming.
Ones that we don't really know if they are or not. I'm just thinking of other apps maybe on, like maybe that I have on my phone that I would maybe like to see. Not stretched out, but like built for the system. And nothing really at the moment at this time. I mean, yeah, just those ones that we listed so far. Probably stuff will come up later.
Yeah. Plus, I'm still waiting for HBO Go to become independent app or whatever.
Yeah, that's coming eventually.
Eventually, because you don't have to, you won't have to be through a cable provider to log into the app. They still haven't talked about that. I'm assuming it's going to be before Game of Thrones starts. But Game of Thrones starts in April.
Yeah, it's not all the way till April. So, it's still a couple months.
So they still have time to plan it all out and announce it. Because it's got to be before Game of Thrones. They know that's their big ticket show. But we'll see. Okay. I only got one more item here.
Okay.
On my news list. So here's the things that happened this past weekend. So PAX South was this past weekend, and it was the first PAX South in Texas, and it was the first one. They had a lot of attendance and all that.
A huge attendance. They had crowds full of people.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone because I'm actually somewhat close to it. It's still a 12-hour drive, but at least it's only one state over.
Well, I mean, for New York, for Comic-Con, it was only like a few hours. I don't know about 12 hours. Jesus.
Well, I don't know if it's 12 hours. It might be less than that. I don't know.
Shorter than that, dude, because probably your traffic's not as bad as around here. So, like, I don't know.
Because I'm only one state over from Texas, but the problem is San Antonio's like the other side of Texas. So you're almost going through the entire of Texas to get to it. So
so that's
why it's so long to get there. Yeah, but I would have liked to have gone. But anyway, one of the big developers out there was Gearbox because they're located in Texas.
Pretty easy.
Gearbox.
It's like Harmonix for PAX East, where it's like they're right there in Boston, so it's easy.
Yeah. And Gearbox announced a lot of stuff this week.
They sure did.
For Borderlands.
They dropped all sorts. Borderlands as a whole.
Yeah,
Tales of Borderlands,
they announced a new character
regular
coming.
Borderlands.
Tales from the Borderlands, and they announced the new Tales of Borderland episode, showed a little bit of it. They announced a new character coming to the pre-sequel, which looks like something out of Frozen. That's probably what they're going for.
Yeah.
And then they said the new DLC, like the story DLC for pre-sequel, will be like inside the mind of a claptrap.
Oh, cool.
Or something. And then, since all that stuff will be out before March, all that will be included in the Borderlands collection when that comes out on PS4.
Good.
In March. So that's good. So that sounds like some good stuff. But then they got to their last thing on Sunday, and that just left a lot of people confused.
Yeah, a little mixed, I would say. Like a little bit of yes, and then a little bit of
Yeah. So I think here's the real problem with this whole situation is that
was
like the Thursday. It was either the Thursday or the Friday, and the head guy at Gearbox was teasing that, oh, on Sunday we're going to announce the new Borderlands or something like that.
Something like plans for the next step of the franchise.
He says something along those lines. He's basically teasing that they're going to announce the new Borderlands on Sunday or something like that.
Like formally announcing it.
Yeah, so Sunday came around and it was weird. They did a whole panel on this, right? It was a whole panel,
just of Borderlands as a whole, talking about each of the
Borderlands as a whole. Okay,
talking about each of the things that they have. Okay, and then at the end was Borderlands 3. Okay. Help us make it, basically.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know. When I read this, I was picturing the whole panel was just them saying like, "Yeah, well, we want to do Borderlands 3," or
I don't know. I mean, it's not like the Mass Effect panel that was there, where like they actually had stuff to show for at least Mass Effect. But this is different. This is like, we're just getting started soon, and we would like you to help. Now, first off, that is at first when I heard about that, I was like, well, isn't that your job? That isn't really our job to really think about stuff like that. I mean, that's for you. But
yeah.
Okay, wait, I should scratch that off a little bit, because I understand that there are aspiring game designers out there and stuff that maybe are like legit like excited for this to do that. So that I'm fine with. And community feedback, because that's always important, very important, especially with games nowadays. So I guess for, an aspiring creator that's out there, or like game artist or designer or someone, or even voice actor that maybe could even be in this game, that's fine. But I want Gearbox's vision that they need to make themselves. Because for like Uncharted series, I'm not going to be making up the ideas for Uncharted 4. That's Naughty Dog's job. They had to revise that game and redo it. They didn't really ask for they probably got fan feedback for Uncharted 3 for like its multiplayer and maybe some of the single player stuff to be tweaked. But I mean, that stuff they make on their own. They're thinking about that. And then it just irks me that they have Gearbox currently has like 2 other games, right, that are in development and have not come out yet, and Battleborn, which is an awful title.
Battleborn,
an awful title.
Yeah.
And what is the other one? I don't even remember them, because like they get announced and we don't hear anything about them.
Homeworld,
Homeworld or whatever. Yeah, Homeworld's more interesting. Battleborn, I don't really know. It's a terrible title. I don't like it already from the start. It looks interesting. I like its art direction, but the gameplay is just the same. Yes, we haven't played it yet, so we shouldn't give final judgment. But just to me, it just doesn't scream like a new IP like for a Naughty Dog in The Last of Us, because The Last of Us is such a drastic change from Uncharted and what Naughty Dog has worked on in the past. This doesn't scream that to me.
But I mean, I see what you're saying, but I mean, Last of Us is a bit influenced by Uncharted. You still got the third person view.
Yeah, you saw the third person controls. Yes, but the way
and the controls, the way it controls. Yeah, it's different, but I mean, you can see the Uncharted influence.
A little bit, not too much. I mean, you don't really climb in The Last of Us. It's not a pulpy action game.
Yeah,
it's tone wise, it's totally.
But I mean, the tone. But I mean, like the controls and kind of the realistic graphics or whatever art style.
So you can
see the influences.
Battleborn and Borderlands still have like a cartoonish art style to them. It's not that different.
Yeah.
And just gameplay wise, it's pretty synonymous. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully they try and develop it and try and make it a thing. But I mean, it's been already years since Borderlands 2 has come out, and yes, it's got a lot of support with DLC and stuff. So it really kept the lasting appeal of that game for quite some time. But I don't know. Maybe there really isn't appetite too much. I mean, yes, there's obviously appetite for the next real Borderlands game, but I mean, the collection's coming out, and a lot of people played pre-sequel, but not to the extent of Borderlands 2. People held off on the game until it came to PS4, but now look, it's coming. So maybe the Handsome collection will definitely satisfy any thirst of Borderlands for sure. And then currently there's a Telltale game series, which people should not overlook. It is very good. So people should definitely check that out. It kind of irked me a little bit that this Handsome collection didn't even come with like the first episode of the Telltale game series. I would have loved that to be bundled in. It would have added some more value.
You want more?
Yeah. I mean, how do you call this the Handsome Collection, value. But thus doesn't have part of Jack's story?
No, that's a good point, I guess. But I mean, it already comes with plenty enough content, I think, for $60.
And I guess maybe you would have to like associate deals with that with Telltale, and Telltale's going to release their own like full on collection and stuff. But I mean, it would have been nice to at least have like the first episode there. I mean, Telltale already gives out like their first episodes of games for free basically all the time. So like at least try it out and see how you like it, and then buy the other episodes. So maybe it would have been at least nice to at least get the first episode or like get a voucher for it. But I don't know. I would have liked that at least there, because that should not be on the back burner. That should be like really kind of almost on the front, because it's really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well, going back to Battleborn for a second,
you're
saying you don't like the title.
Yeah, I hate the title. It's atrocious.
It's not even. Yeah. It's not even original. That's a Five Finger Death Punch song.
Yeah, it's a Five Finger.
It's a Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah, so it's like it's not even original. He just took a song title.
Yeah, it just I just don't associate it with anything. I mean,
I hate when like games and movies like name their thing after a song, but yet the song's not even featured in the soundtrack to the movie or the game, and I'm just like,
yeah,
that's annoying.
It's even so silly for me that I should like if the name of a Call of Duty map is like named off a song, then I'm like, I want that song there. If the song is Hotel, if the map name is named Hotel, then I want to hear the Hotel song from Pitbull. So I don't know. But Battleborn, yeah, I really don't like the title at all. I just don't. It just doesn't scream like a franchise to me. I mean, I could be wrong, which I hope I am, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm like chatting in a party. I'm like, hey, what do you want to play? You want to play Destiny? No, I want to play Battleborn. I mean, odds are Battleborn will be a better game, but I mean, it won't take much to be. But I mean, it just doesn't sound right to me. It's just a lot of other people don't like the title. I'm not the only one, but yeah, I totally agree. It just doesn't scream anything to me at all.
But plus, it's a console MOBA, MOBA.
Yeah, mobile.
And like, what's that? What's that? Is it like basically it's a competitive MMO?
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Because I never knew what a MOBA was. Like everybody keeps saying it, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I had to look it up, and I'm like, oh, it's basically, from what I can tell, it's just what it looks like, a competitive MMO where you're just constantly killing each other, or fighting or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but in the gameplay videos I've seen, there's like PvE and where you're fighting enemies.
Team stuff. But I don't know, because I know that's a big PC thing right now is MOBAs. But Battleborn's trying to be the first one on consoles.
Hopefully we hear more from that game, like at E3 or something. We do need to hear more of this game. After the Game of Warmer cover thing, it was just silent, which is not good. But I know Gearbox has other things going on, but at the same time, they do need to keep that ball rolling, especially if this game is actually supposedly maybe coming out this year. So they do need to say something soon, whether it be at E3 or something of the latter.
Yep. Yeah. So wait. Okay, we got any viewer mail left?
Yes. Read? I think we already went over half of them already, which is just 2. But yeah, speaking of MMOs and MOBAs and whatnot, this one comes from Matt, and this is from last week's Elder Scrolls Online discussion. He asked, given that ESO is being released on consoles, is this the last chance for Bethesda to make it right for the genre of MMOs, given Elder Scrolls Online's flop on PC last year?
Well, here's the thing about that. Well, one, it's not developed by Bethesda; it's published by Bethesda.
Yeah, well, but just Bethesda in general. I guess he was just generalizing. This is from him, his words. His words, not mine.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying. You don't say, "Oh, Bethesda, you betrayed us." Well, I mean, they're just the publisher.
Yeah, this is developed by ZeniMax Online.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be a chance to start again. I mean, we've seen other MMOs work on PS3 and PS4. I mean, even after kind of a rocky launch, like DC Universe Online is a success.
Yeah, and it kind of had a bumpy start,
but
as the updates rolled along.
Yeah, it had a bumpy start, but it rebounded and now it's a success right now. And the same thing with Final Fantasy 14. That was a disaster when it first launched on PC, and then it got remade. and now it's a success. Like it's actually a well received, successful MMO on consoles, and people are really liking it. So I mean, Elder Scrolls could be that, it could be a success. Awesome. I mean, already right off the bat, it's got two. I mean, it's got two things going for it right off the bat. It's name brand, Elder Scrolls, that's going to get people in, and no subscription. So you're going to have a good launch as far as just numbers, like people playing it.
Now the third thing, which is probably important, is whether or not it's good. that's the big. Yeah, that's a big if.
Well, I'm talking about. Well, yeah, I'm saying the two things it got going for it. Now, good or bad, that's yet to be seen. Yeah. But I mean, I think definitely they're going to have a good launch, and like I said, just off the name brand and the no subscription. Now, like I said, the lasting power and whether or not it's going to be good or not, that's yet to be seen. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not expecting a whole lot from it. Yeah, but I'm still excited. I'm still excited for it in a way. I'm probably going to get it
until I see some more gameplay. I mean, how it's different from the PC version, than I will, because I don't know. I mean, I told you I watched a whole lot of gameplay on of the PC version, like on YouTube and stuff, and people playing it and talking about it. I don't know. It just seems so soulless to me. It just didn't really seem all that much heart was put into it. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I hope they really retooled that game. But honestly, I'm not that excited. But it does have things going for it, like you said.
Yeah, like I said, we'll probably have beta access by then. We'll see.
Oh, hopefully, soon. Yeah, because if Evolve and all those other games in Halo 5 can have betas like freaking a while ago before the game is released, then hopefully we get the Elder Scrolls Online beta soon. Last one here comes from Alex, and he asks, any idea when we get to know what the lineup is for Plus next month?
Tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow.
By the time you're listening to this, you'll know it, because it's today's Wednesday. We're recording on Wednesday. We upload on Thursday, and I read a while ago that the lineup will be announced tomorrow, which will be Thursday. So by the time you're listening to this, it'll be announced.
Yeah, it's just probably just weird to him because like he hasn't heard like an update thing, because like I think what was it, November they announced the December and January lineup.
Yeah, that was just an exception. Those 2 months where they kind of just holiday or whatever. But yeah, they're going to announce it tomorrow, and like I said, by the time you're listening to this, you'll know it, and we'll probably go over it next week. Yeah, what that list is.
We might get another AAA game maybe, or something that we don't know about.
We'll see.
Yeah, good stuff.
But yeah. So there we go. We got through the viewer mail. We got through the news. Mm-hmm. So now we can use.
That's great.
But now we can use my wrap up to give away what I have to give away. Yes, we are on the 3rd episode, and we already have stuff to give away.
Boom.
So it's pretty exciting. Yes, I have in my possession a PSN voucher code for Fat Princess PS3.
Oh wow!
Yes, yep. I have a code for Fat Princess PS3 to give away. If you want it, message us in the following ways. You can message us. You can either message me directly on YouTube, the YouTube page. You can message me on PSN bayouboyz. I'll have it written down at the bottom. You can message my co-host, doubleis. It will be written down in the description. You can go to the Facebook fan page. I'll have a link in the description. It'll be, facebook.com, / the PSBS podcast. You can comment on YouTube. Just message us in any of those ways and say, hey, I want that code. And if more than one person says I want that code, then we'll randomly pick. If only one person says I want... Yeah, if only one person says I want that code, he will obviously get that code. But if more than one person says I want that code, we'll do a random drawing and we'll announce a winner next week.
Good. Yeah, I'll also tell you if anyone wants it.
Yeah, just let me know if anybody messages you. And, like I said, if we get more than one person saying we want that code, then we'll randomly. But if only one person messages it by next Wednesday, then that guy's going to get it.
Awesome.
So, yes. So there you go. I was able to do the code and do my little wrap up with as far as how to message us.
Sounds good to me.
So all that's there. So yeah, like I said, I guess that's it for the week. We did our viewer mail. We did our We did our news. We did our we announced our giveaway. We announced the way to message us.
We got stuff done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got stuff done. So yeah, I guess time to sign off. So this is the end of the third episode of the PSBS. That is the PlayStation Bull Session podcast. This is your host, Cote, PSN bayouboyz, and my co-host here,
Andrew Arenas, doubleis.
Yep. And so I guess it's time for us to sign off and say
have a good week.
Have a good week. And hopefully see you guys next week.
Click.